Good morning, friends. This poem is a poem that is filled with words and angry feelings. It is a poem of protest against the heavy weights of corporations and corporate landlords and the wrongdoings and the tactics that they utilize to gaslight, to minimize evidence and minimize liabilities and focus on profits above all else, including public safety and security and well-being. This poem I am dedicating in particular to the Terra Corp landlords who are white and spread out. I imagine my story is probably not unique to others who have suffered devastation and losses at the hands of negligence of such corporations, in this case that one. However, I have also learned firsthand really the depth and the science that goes into gaslighting, how it's played out. I suppose for that, I do thank Terra Corp heavyweights for teaching me the ways. So, poem of protest, an angry poem. On a spectrum of feelings, all feelings are good and valid, and they're like sort of a barometer of where we're at. So here I am, I'm embracing my frustration, I'm embracing my anger, I'm embracing my disappointment in the systems, in the corporates, in humanity perhaps on some level. So I invite you to share as I read to you the poem. If it resonates and you wish to share, please do so. I think words even like this need to get attention and be shared widely. And maybe then one voice becomes many voices, and many voices become conscious collective change. I don't know. Perhaps I'm still a dreamer. Okay, poem. The title of this poem is called Speak Up or Not. Always a conscious choice. Early on within my young life, I learned life is a series of unfortunate events inherited from wounded souls, unhealed to make a change, stuck in a loop of painful play demanding one only plays along. Early on within my young life, I learned life is an obstacle course with hazards and harm. Goal of the game, clearly to survive. Early on within my young life, I realized one has no power. Screams and cries only an echo within the established confines of mortar and brick structures. I learned words have no power. I understood loneliness, the state of being alone and with no place to belong, unheard and unloved, clearly the norm. The trajectory in life set clear. Survive. Learn the game played and the parts perfectly well. Perceive success. Overcome one stress. Await and predict the next challenge certain to come my way. Unfortunate for me, damned feelings certain to get in the way, trying to create a positive change, shelter another from certain pain, suffering in silence, speaking my mind, bringing to light the wrongs, hoping to leave a good mark, fulfill some higher purpose, being the source of solutions, seeing the truths hidden beyond the glitter of the obvious disguise. Spiritual spiral of life, predictable pattern, round and round I go, seemingly finding self, returning, playing the same predictable part, striving to survive and making the world less dark. Feeling familiar feelings. Life. An obstacle course with hazards and harm. Goal of the game clearly to survive. All this time, still unable to proficiently play my part. Simple as it seems. Learn the game being played enough not to care. Play the part, accept the role, smile and nod like a nice little girl. Put on blinders, do not see the suffering of others. Set a course, bulldoze through the obstacle course, protect self, be happy with scraps given. Be grateful, know others have less. Lifetime vested, vision clear, mandate self in doing the right things. Confronting corruption, agitating the walking dead only to witness glimpses of positive change. Trusting in good, winning the fight, believing in progress unseen, trusting the unknown ripple effect, conscious choice to create change, hoping I made a difference, maybe supported another in unknown ways, ensuring another suffering just might be a little less. Spiritual spiral of life. Once again, I find self experiencing familiar moments rooted in state of victimhood, traumatized, aware, suffering remains despite my efforts and tries. Now, a woman of a certain age, I learned the science of once in power, creating corruption with great intent. Methodology utilized emphasizes intimidation and threats, disrespecting and gaslighting, negligence and ill intent, camouflage and buried onus of proof, expected from the victimized, traumatized. The culprit protected through endless protective layers and unbalanced systems still in place, cost of said and dumped onto the weakly, the vulnerable ones. Now, a woman of a certain age, disappointed in human race, still trying to make a mark, create a positive change despite the fear flooding and surging within my veins, broken down and battered. Hear the quivering voice passing through my lips, not knowing if I am even heard, noble or feeble. An effort indeed. I speak up and share the stories of harm and wrong ways. Secure evidence to credibly present the obvious facts and validate the obvious need for change, standing up for justice on behalf of the ones affected and affected through criminal acts and negligence. Aware, I am only one voice muffled among the world's heavyweights, world dark and corrupt. Even authorities lack the ability to impose corrective measures within limited mandates, and political power powerless, lost in semantics of words and laws they create. Support agencies unable to support, burdened by the most needy ones. Now, a woman of a certain age, I find self still playing games, stuck on a board of snakes and ladders, sliding back and back again. However, I am only one voice, still learning the structure and silence of silencing the wars of warriors, armored for battle, intended to fight the righteousness and create a change. Now, a woman of a certain age, I reflect on my reflection, bruised and confused, wondering if my heartfelt intentions have been felt, unable to see anything change, unable to hear my own voice muffled through the loud cries within the dark of the deepest night, alone and aware. Fear is a powerful tool aimed to ensure one does comply, being reminded the battle is rigged in favor of culprits' design, demanding one accepts defeat and crawls into a hole and hide. Aware, I am only one voice, wishing to hold on and believe. One voice equals change. Wishing to trust the unknown ripple, momentum of growth, creation of change. Wishing to comprehend one conscious voice and good intentions will unleash a tsunami of change. Wishing or hoping I created a moment in the right direction and served the most sacred purpose and being of help. In truth, I do not know The rigged rules discourage the power of passion during times of being alone, perceiving others, safely watching from sidelines, seemingly safely feeling protected in their gated units and guarded feelings, paralyzed in fear perhaps, protecting self-interest, afraid to take a stand and risk their gains on the board game of games. No desire to mark a target on their backs, fearing retribution with vengeance. Feeling safe and secure in the moment, barricading self-vigilant, awaiting circumstances of certain unfortunate events, only to realize, now I find self alone, suffering the pain of unjust ways, exposed to challenges imposed by realities of living a life in harshness of world created by their own lack of compassion, pondering the why the world is so unkind, oblivious to choices to choose self above another, exasperated suffering and pain reciprocated back within the spiritual spiral of life. Speak up or not, always a conscious choice.